So you already know that on Jan 31st, 2025, I'm going to do my best to walk the length of Britain from the southern tip all the way to the northern tip, from Isle of Wight all the way to Durness, the full length of the Spine of Albion. It's the Spine of Albion I'll be walking along and being in communion with along the journey. What I wanted to do was do a series of short videos that shared why I'm doing this walk, because I would really love for you to attune to the deeper why that is here. I think it's really easy to put something like this into a category of an adventure or a personal pilgrimage, or to put it alongside other long distance hikes or something like that. But it isn't that, actually. Or if it is, that's only 10% of the full picture. And I'd love you to know the other 90%. I think it's important that if you're coming along for this journey, that you understand the rest of why this is being done, and the main part of why this is being done. So 5 years ago, today is the 31st. Sorry, today is the 1st of January, 2025. It's the first day of the Roman New Year. It's 2025 now. 2025 has embedded in it some real prophetic civilization renewal, change. I say renewal, but sometimes renewal has collapsed within it. So 2025 is a big year. There is a big transition that this year kind of turns the heat up on a little bit. 5 years ago, I was working as a business coach. I had a business as a business coach, an influencer coach. You could say I was successful. I had lots of money coming in each month. I was serving lots of people, thousands of people, not thousands, hundreds, at the same time. And I had a real moment on this day 5 years ago of acknowledging within myself that I was not living the deeper current of my life. That for all the success and the money and the influence, that I was just living a shallow form of myself, a watered down version of the being that I am. And it was brutal. And I had a moment where I had two paths, those two paths in the woods. I had the path of continuing on as I'd been going, or letting myself die and enter the mystery and give myself to something that I didn't know where it led. And I chose that path. I've never been afraid to choose the path of unmaking over the course of... No, that's a lie. I've been very afraid, but always willing. Always willing to choose the path of unmaking over the course of my life. So I chose the path of unmaking, and that was a path that catalyzed me into realizing how I had been standing for quantity and outcome rather than quality and depth and sustainability and honesty. And this modern world of ours, the one that so many of you have a problem with, is built on outcome. It's built on quantity. It's built on values that are, in a sense, sterilizing us, the ecosystems and the earth. The value systems of this age are sterilizing us all, and they're watering us down. They're turning us into watered down forms of ourselves. And also, they're not going to work. They're just not working. Obviously, we've come to this moment where the ways that we have met the last 2,000 years, but particularly this last 100 years, it's not working. It can't continue. There has to be some radical change and remembering of how to be a human on Earth. What that relationship and that living within these ecosystems, what that means. So I had this really profound, you could call it an awakening of sorts, my next awakening. so many layers of awakening. But I had my next awakening around quality. And I got called into moving from advocating for quantity and what you'd consider mainstream success, or the success of the modern times, money and influence and all of this, to quality. And okay, well, what are you actually influencing? And not just how much money you're making, but what is the quality of the prayer that's coming with you? What is the quality of how you're doing it? What is the quality of yourself? Are you kind of bringing forward a watered down version of yourself? Are you meeting the world through just mind and outcome and turning everything up all the way, literally always burning bonfires but never being in service to the greater whole? Or are you connected to the deepest current of yourself? Are you moving through the world as the being that you truly are? Are you connected to the devotional love, the love that lives at the core of you, that expresses itself in devotional ways that don't make sense because the mystery of love expresses itself in ways that do not make sense? How are you playing this life? How are you living this life? How rich is who you be? How rich is who you be? I had this shift from quantity to quality, and it was radical, and my advocacy in the world changed. I moved from speaking about how to make it to what we need to truly be human beings, what we need to meet within ourselves to truly be human beings, and what this time on earth is asking of us so that we may live here beautifully and sustainably and actually have a dream a world that gets richer with time, more fulfilling with time, more bountiful with time, not these values that are, even though they're dressed as conscious and they're dressed as good and world-changing, they're actually just reinforcing this same narrative of unsustainability and soulless dreaming on earth. So I'm not for that anymore. I've been catalyzed out of that. This time 5 years ago, almost to this day, it catalyzed me out of that. It initiated me into a death spiral, which I think a lot of people have been on all through the COVID times, all through the last 5 years, into a winter of sorts. And I really got initiated into quality. I got initiated into the earth. I spent time with the elders. I spent time with the First Nations teachers. Really, some of the old poets, some of the whisperings of what once was as well. And I really soaked in what quality is and what quality asks of us. And in a world where the food is becoming more sterile and the water is becoming more sterile and the soil is becoming more sterile, or we are sterilizing, and where the essence of a being is being watered down, where how the being moves through the world is being watered down, where the potential of our relationships and who we are together is being watered all the way down. I think that we could do with some quality. I think that it's time for us to turn towards quality in a deeper way and really get honest about what it means to live a quality life, what it means to have a quality civilization, what it means to have to be a quality expression of ourselves. So this walk is woven with a prayer for a return to a greater and a deeper quality for you, for me, and for all of us. And that's going to ask us to get even more honest with ourselves. No matter how far you've come, no matter how much you've journeyed in life, no matter where you sit, whether you're like me and we met 5 years ago and you're a successful coach, working with heaps of people and, really feeling abundant in many ways, but also knowing the sterility of yourself or knowing that there is a sterility there. Or you're someone who hasn't even really begun this journey and you're just beginning to come into your power. You're just arriving into an awakening of the fullness of yourself, the potential fullness of yourself. Wherever you're at in the journey, we get to turn towards quality now. And I hope that this walk speaks to you, and what I share on this walk and what others that I speak to on this walk share with us. I hope that speaks to you and helps you to remember a deeper quality of yourself, a deeper quality of expression of the essence that you are, and that we can work out There's already some hints in the world. We've got some hints already, but we can work out an even more grown quality way of being here together. That prayer is woven into this walk, and that's part of how I came to knowing that I must do it.